Ye come seeking adventure, eh? Sure you've come to the proper place. Welcome to the world of Lorcana. Here, the powerful Illumineers wield magical inks to summon Disney characters, which are used to face off against other Illumineers. Curious to know how it works? Let's get you started playing your first game. Your goal here is to collect 20 lore, a valuable resource. The way you collect it is by summoning Disney characters and having them go on a quest for it. I'll show you how to do this in a moment. You'll need a few things to play. Each player needs a 60-card deck. You'll need damage counters, and some way to keep track of your lore. Fortunately, the pre-made starter decks have everything you need to begin playing immediately. Now, to play this game, there's a few concepts you'll need to learn. Ink. Turning cards. Types of cards. And using characters. Illumineers employ magical inks to create Disney characters. These characters are called glimmers, and may be different from how you remember them. But now, where does this ink come from? If you look at your cards, you'll see that lots of them have this golden swirl on them. This means that this card can be added to your inkwell. Once per turn, you can take an inkable card and place it face down in front of you. It doesn't matter what's on the front anymore. It is now ink, and can be used to pay the cost of your cards. Now that you have ink available, let's see how to use it. Here's a concept that you'll need to learn, because it's going to happen a lot. Turning cards. When you use ink, or when a character uses an ability that has this symbol on it, turn that card onto its side. Watch this. You have one ink available. That's enough to play Captain Hook, Forceful Duelist. Turn the ink onto its side and play the card. Cards in an upright position are called ready, and a card turned this way is called exerted. It has been used up for this turn and can't do anything else. But don't worry, even if all of your cards are exerted and you don't have anything else you can do, all of your exerted cards are readied at the beginning of your next turn. You'll come across a variety of card types in your travels. You'll see actions, items, and characters. Cards have abilities that will break the rules. If game rules say something, but a card tells you otherwise, what the card says goes. Be sure to read each one carefully. Actions have an instant effect. Pay its cost, perform the action written on it, and discard it. Simple. Items can be easily identified by this gold border around the card. Items can give you amazing abilities to have at your disposal. Read the card to learn what it does, and whatever cost you must pay to use its ability. Unlike an action, you can continue to use your items turn after turn. Then you have characters. They can do a lot of different things. Let's take a look at what they can do. When you play a character, you pay its cost and put it in the character zone here in ready position. The same place as items. But the difference with characters is that when you first play them, their ink is still wet. They can't do anything until the turn after they're played. Kind of place them halfway up to remind you who's available to use and who still needs to dry. Move them up on the beginning of your next turn. Now that you have characters on the field, dry and ready to go, what can you do with them? There are several options. Quest. You can use a character to quest for lore. It's simple. Exert the character and gain the amount of lore shown on their card. Collect 20 lore and you win. Use an ability. A lot of characters have abilities. Some of them are passive, but some of them cause your character to be exerted. Read each card carefully to see what it does. Challenge. If your opponent is doing a little too well for your liking, you're going to wish you could slow them down.
Meh.
To do that, you can use your characters to challenge your opponent's characters, to banish them from the game. Here's what you do. Take one of your ready characters, exert them, and choose a foe to challenge. Take a close look at your character's card. See these symbols here? This one represents the character's strength, how much damage they deal to their target. This one represents willpower. If they take damage equaling this number or higher, they're banished. Now you know how to fight your foes, but here's the kicker. Even if you're the one who challenges, both characters take damage. It happens at the same time. You deal damage to your opponent equal to your strength, and you take damage equal to your opponent's character's strength. And just one more thing. You can only challenge a character who is exerted. If they're in ready position, you can't touch them. Keep that in mind for your own strategy. If you don't do anything that exerts your character, they're also safe from challenges. We're learning a lot, but it will all make sense once you start playing. Let's put it into practice. To set up, place your deck to the side and have your damage counters ready nearby. Draw 7 cards to be your starting hand. If you don't like your cards, you can get rid of the ones you don't like and draw until you have 7 cards again. You can only do this once though. Shuffle your deck again and you're ready to play. On your turn, remember this. Ready, set, draw. Ready all of your characters, items, and ink. Set. Check for any effects that occur at the start of your turn, like having characters ink dry. Draw. Draw a card. If it's player 1's very first turn, skip the draw phase. It's to balance the advantage that player 1 gets from going first. Then, you can do any of these things in any order you wish. Put cards into play, put a card into your inkwell, quest for lore, challenge, or use abilities. And if you forget anything, download the Disney Lorcana companion app for helpful reminders. And there you have it. You're ready to take your first steps into the world of Disney Lorcana. So get out there. This is where your story begins.